57 swimmers get diarrhea during a triathlon event. Russia is considering forced castration of pedophiles. And a supermarket is shut down due to a spider that causes long, painful erections. These are the weird stories for Monday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast in the galaxy, hosted by a comedian inside a closet. I got 3 weird segments from around the world. Here we go. The swimmers got sick with diarrhea after participating in the triathlon championship. Just a disclaimer up top. I'm going to be talking about diarrhea in this segment. It's going to be gross. It's going to be talk about human waste and diarrhea. You know, the D, not the good D, the bad D, the explosive D. At least 57 swimmers who took place in this championship have gotten very sick with diarrhea after they competed at the World Triathlon Championship Series. The world. So this is probably the big one. This is probably the biggest of the triathletes in all of the world showing up, not expecting to get diarrhea during their competition. It has been known, though, that if you run a marathon, you might see people weeing on themselves and in some rare cases, pooping themselves. But you probably don't expect explosive diarrhea from a triathlon championship series. Let's keep reading and find out the details, and let's try and keep it not too gross. The ocean swimming events were held in Sunderland. This is in northeast England. They've left a number of leading athletes worse for wear. They are sick with the diarrhea. It says here, 2,000 people took part in the weekend's events. That's a lot of people participating in this triathlon championship series from all over the world. Now, the triathlon includes a swim off of the northern city's blue flag Roker Beach. However, one competitor said they were left swimming in shite. And a British triathlon confirmed some participants had fallen very sick following the event. It has been reported that at least 57 swimmers are very ill. In this particular story, we have a quote from an Australian triathlete named Jake Birthwhistle. Amazing name, Birthwhistle. With a name like that, I expect you to be a triathlete. He posted on his Instagram about his D. He said, "Have been feeling pretty rubbish since the race, but I guess that's what you get when you swim in shite." Wasn't feeling great. Some positives to take away leading into Paris in 2 weeks, but the swim, should have been canceled. We were swimming in shite, man. Shite, mate. Shite. Why did you continue swimming in the shite is what I want to know. I would have stopped swimming in the shite. If I'm swimming along and there's, the water's quite brown and smells like, what, I'm not going to keep swimming in that. I'm not getting paid for these events, right? In fact, I think you pay to participate in these triathlons. I believe. I don't know any triathletes, although my cousin runs the LA Marathon. He has to pay to run the marathon. It's funny, you have to pay to do these horrible things to your body. And in this case, swim in an ocean full of crapola. There were some other athletes that participated in swimming in the poop water that responded to Mr. Birthwhistle's post on Instagram saying, "Well, that now explains why I spent Monday night with my head in the toilet after racing Sunday morning." We now have the UK Health Security Agency said that they're going to be doing some tests of the samples from those who fell sick. What sample? A stool sample? I always found that word to be very funny. Could I get your stool? Huh? Who calls it a stool? Just doctors. It's very weird. Just call it poop, bro. Poop. We all know about poop. Stools. Very weird. They're investigating this outbreak. Questions were raised after a sampling from Roker Beach by the Environmental Agency, which took place at the end of July, just days before this event, showing E. coli levels 39 times higher than typical readings. Oh, you think that might be the culprit? I think you can stop your testing and questioning at this point. You can stop your investigation. The Environmental Agency already found E. coli levels 39 times higher in this particular area, and then for some reason you went on with the triathlete championship. I don't understand the thinking of people. I just don't. I don't understand human brains. I'm trying to. I had confidence in human brains before I became the host of a weird news podcast, and then I started doing Florida Fridays, and it all went out the window at that point. Anyways, it says here, the organizers of the event have all written to all the participants to ensure they are aware of what happened and to advise anyone with symptoms to seek medical advice. The risk to the wider public is very low, they say. Information and health advice on swimming in this open water is available, if you'd like to go Google that. But I don't recommend going to this beach to go for a dip anytime soon. I mean, unless you're a little backed up and you want to loosen things up down there, then, go for a swim at Roker Beach with your mouth wide open, guys. Russia is considering forced castration of all pedophiles. Russia is moving towards forced chemical castration of pedophiles, a system already operating in neighboring countries like Kazakhstan. A pro-Putin political party in Moscow has produced this new legislation, which is under review by the government. If they move forward with it, Russia would join Belarus, who has already moved to using castration methods against convicted child sex offenders. Current laws in Russia have failed to prevent rising pedophile attacks on children, according to the Liberal Democratic Party. One brutal attack last month was on 2 girls by a returning military fighter from Vladimir Putin's war in Ukraine. Apparently, this soldier is accused of raping a couple of girls the day after he arrived in his hometown from the war. He told them he would blow them up with a grenade unless they submitted to him. This is horrible. The girls told their parents about the rapes and said the man was wearing military fatigues, etc. This law would impose forcible chemical injections on convicted pedophiles in the months before they are released at the end of sentences, it says. We have a quote here from one legislator. The need for the legislation is because the current measures to combat crime are not effective. Children's sex attack numbers are growing, and convicts often relapse after being released from prisons. It says here Russian MP Boris Chernyshov demanded the forced administration of substances that would reduce sexual attraction for a long time or permanently. He says Russia should use the experience of other countries. Kazakhstan has operated a system of forced castration for pedophiles for several years. One of those castrated in Kazakhstan was Berek Zoldasov, who has been married 4 times. After he was convicted of raping his daughter, causing her so much damage that doctors had to remove her inner parts. A nurse and grandmother tasked with chemically castrating pedophiles in one Kazakhstan jail claims the West should also follow the ex-Soviet states' example as well. This nurse in the story here says, those people need to be stopped somehow. Who works in the prison hospital, they commit terrible crimes against children. So it is right that the law allows this castration. Pedophiles have been shown on TV telling of their anguish after undergoing forced castration. One of them said, well, I know it's harmful to my body. I know it will affect my health in the future. And now I'm so sorry I committed such a crime. Well, a little late, buddy. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes as far as I'm concerned. I mean, you can have rape kids. Castration for you. And I don't feel bad at all. I really don't. I mean, if you live through your prison sentence, just be lucky you're alive at that point, because I know in the U.S., well, at least the rumor is the prisons don't take too kind to pedophiles, and they're known to, routinely beat them and often kill them while in prison. So if you get through prison, just be thankful you have your life at that point. And maybe, your pee-pee don't work now? That's just too bad. That's too bad. Your pee-pee doesn't work for a good reason. We need to be safe from your pee-pee. We need to make sure your pee-pee isn't going to come after us non-consensually. Now, I know that that's not the same take that everyone's going to have. It's a little bit unsympathetic to the plight of man. People like to say, no, they're sick people. They're sick. They need help. They need rehabilitation. Well, until we have the resources for rehabilitation, we don't have the money to rehabilitate them, and we don't even know how to rehabilitate them. We think we do. We send you to a therapist, or maybe we put you on Ritalin or something. None of these things seem to be working, and we can see that from the numbers. People just relapse. Criminals relapse. It's very common. And until we figure all that out, We take away your guns. We take away your penis. That's how I feel about it. Do you disagree? Do you agree? Call the show 646-450-2012. Have you ever wanted to create your own podcast? Well, Spotify's platform lets you easily record and distribute a podcast everywhere, even earn money, all in one place too, for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. Record and edit on your phone or your computer, send it to Spotify, and everywhere podcasts are heard. They even have video podcasting options as well. Spotify for Podcasters allows you to earn money with ads and subscriptions. Best of all, it's free. Try it. Download Spotify for Podcasters or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your life, man. A supermarket was shut down because of the appearance of a spider that causes long, painful erections. Wow. How sexy is this spider? I got to get a look at it. Ooh, the curves on this thing. Oh, look at that booty. No wonder why it's causing all these erections. The article begins by saying, everyone split. A supermarket in Austria shuttered this week after a venomous Brazilian wandering spider was spotted wandering in the bananas, citing fears that a bite from this deadly creature can cause long-lasting, painful erections. What a crazy scene at the supermarket. We have some women pushing their husbands out of the store, some of them pushing them inside the store. It was a very confusing afternoon at the supermarket in Austria. It's called the Penny Market, and it's in Krems and Donner. Got it. It's about 45 minutes west of Vienna, the nation's capital. That's all you need to know. It's reportedly been closed for days. The store manager allegedly rang the fire department after spotting this 4-inch black and red creepy crawly. My goodness. They sealed the store's banana crates, but the spider is still at large. The Brazilian wandering spider's venom stimulates an erection that lasts for hours. Hey, is this the same venom that's inside those, those gas station pills that give the little helpers at the gas station when you're getting some that night, but you've had a little bit too much malt liquor. You get I was wondering what was in those pills. It's the Brazilian wandering spider venom. Now, it says here, anyone who is bitten by the spider will suffer high blood pressure and pain throughout their entire bodies. We have a doctor here saying that the erection is a side effect that everybody who gets stung by this spider will experience, along with the pain and discomfort. Well, not everybody, doctor, because not everybody got a penis. Although maybe the lady parts get stimulated as well into the erectile state. That happens. The doctor says, we're hoping eventually this will end up in the development of real drugs for the treatment of erectile dysfunction. Okay, so they're thinking the same thing. There's something in this venom. Although we do already have drugs to treat ED, I don't think we need to add this venom to the mix. There's plenty out there. There's the gas station pills, the little blue pills. You know the ones, guys. Apparently there's a Chinese turtle that'll give it to you as well. It's illegal in the States to sell such a turtle, but you can get these. There's other aphrodisiacs out there. They say chocolate and they say oysters will get you going. I don't know. I've eaten plenty of oysters and chocolate. It didn't seem to work. I should just hang out with the spider. I think that might be although I think you can die from the spider as well. Let's keep reading. Oh, yeah, it says here one of the side effects from being bit by this spider is death. So that explains the permanent erection. Because you have an erection while you're alive and then you die and you just keep it that way. The rigor mortis sets in, rigor penis, whatever you want to call it. Now, it says here, this is not the first time this wandering venomous spider has been seen in Europe. In May 2017, hundreds of the spiders infiltrated someone's bananas they had purchased from the supermarket called Asda in the UK. And after it was reported, 500 men showed up to sweep the store, strangely. Anyways, the spiders infiltrated a guy's bananas because this is what these spiders like. They like to hang out in bananas for some reason. So be careful when you're shopping for bananas at this point. Unless you're suffering from ED. Well, you might experience some changes in your blood pressure, pain around your whole body, blurred vision, possible death. These are some of the side effects. Yeah, doc, but I can get it on, right? I can get it on for hours, right? I can get it on for hours. Sir, yes, you can, but, beep. Have you been diagnosed with spider dick? Ask your doctor about erectics. Yay! Thank you for spending some time with the Weird AF News podcast and yours truly, Jonesy. I'm very grateful for your listenership. Extremely grateful. Thank you. And I'm also grateful for the people who have decided to write me a review. I got a couple on Apple Podcasts lately, which was really sweet because I don't get very many on Apple Podcasts. We have one here from Gatacinco. Gave me 5 stars and wrote, "Love it. Daily funny and interesting stories. I love that Jonesy can deliver a weird, sad story with an empathetic note." Oh, that's so sweet that you pointed that out. Yeah, because occasionally I can deliver a story with an empathetic note. I can. I don't always do it because it's not exactly funny, but there are instances where I just can't even make this thing funny because it's so damn sad. I just have to be truthful with it. And in those instances, I usually am able to deliver it with an empathetic note. I think it's one of my skills. So thank you for noticing that. I appreciate that. We also have a review, 5 stars from Roger OK104. Roger writes, mostly funny. Isn't that sweet? Mostly funny. I'll take it, Roger. I'll take it. Thanks for the 5 stars. Mostly funny. Jonesy is very funny all the time. In his own mind, in my mind, he is funny most of the time, but I am weird. I think that sums it up pretty well. I'm always funny in my own mind, and sometimes I'm funny for you. So listen, Raj, I appreciate you doing that, taking the time to write a review. That was really sweet of you. I so appreciate it. I also got a review from Apple Podcasts in Canada, and the username is, it's all these letters in a row. It doesn't even say anything. It's like HJGV, FB, FJ, GG. I don't even know what that is, but you know who you are. You wrote, "I love this podcast, 5 stars. It's always funny, and it's much better than the news on television." Yes, it's much better than the news on television. Are you still watching news on television? That seems weird. I don't know anyone who does that. You shouldn't be watching news on television for so many reasons. Just shut that off. It's horrible. It's never going to bring you in the right mindset, ever. It's just going to bring you down. Don't bring me down. Bruce! Don't bring me down. Jeff Lynne? Anybody? Jeff Lynne fans? Jeff Lynne? Where my Jeff Lynne fans at? You guys know who Jeff Lynne is? Oh, Jeff Lynne's awesome. I love Jeff Lynne. All right, I'm aging myself here. Okay, listen, if you want to write me a review, I so appreciate it. I need positive reviews, 5-star reviews, because I got so many 1-star reviews. You can write reviews on Amazon or Apple Podcasts. There's some other places, I'm not sure, but it's possible. Also on Spotify for podcasters. If you're listening to Spotify, the podcast on there, you can give me 5 stars. And you can write a review of an individual episode if you want. I don't find that necessary. Just give me 5 stars. In the app, it takes like 1 second. It's super easy. And that would be really, really helpful. Or don't do nothing. Don't do it. Don't do nothing. That's a double negative. That's not okay English. Don't do anything. Don't do anything. Or do nothing. Just listen. Just be there for me. 5 days a week. That's all I ask for. It's pretty cool, right? If you do want to donate, go to weirdafnews.com. You can join the Patreon or buy me a coffee. You can do those sorts of things. If you want to send me articles, my email is funnyjones@gmail.com. And you have the phone number if you want to call in and leave a message. Appreciate you. Bye-bye.